Welcome everybody to the NFL picks with all four downs podcast. I am OV1 and I'm gonna get you right to it to what's going on in this week in the NFL, all these picks and everything else. And I'm going solo without my boy Hector because he's doing his personal stuff with his family. So once again, a big shout out to them. Also, big shout out to the Bristol Police Department. I'm here sponsoring them. All right, did some donations. I'm trying to get to the right spot. Here we go. All right, bought this on Barstool. The donations go to the Bristol Police Department there in Connecticut. So once again, my condolence over there, and a big shout out to the officer, the hero. Um, the WWE went to visit them, and they handed him a championship belt. So by all means, big ups to y'all, big supporter to all the law enforcement around the globe. And we'll continue on with the NFL. And we're going to go straight to the standings real quick and to show you guys that Kansas City got a big game this week. They're going against Cincinnati, but they're 9-2 in the first seed right now in the playoffs ahead of Miami Dolphins. They're in the division undefeated 3-0. Expecting them that they might finish undefeated, going 6-0 over there. But they're doing fabulous, but they're actually a half a game back of Miami within conference games in the AFC. So, and also Miami wins a tiebreaker over Buffalo based on the head-to-head win percentage, and that's why Miami is there in the lead in the AFC East, and that's why Buffalo's also in the wild card, right? But surprisingly right now, not much is shaking up. At the very beginning, we thought that the AFC East was all crowded up, taking all the slots, but eventually the Patriots are seated at number 8, tied with the LA Chargers. Both those teams got big games this week. I can't wait to share you my picks on that one. But again, surprisingly right now, look, the Baltimore Ravens 7-4. They should have only one loss, but there have been games that they've been blowing the leads, especially in the fourth quarter. So I'm wondering if Baltimore Ravens is going to stay in playoff contentions the way they're going. Okay. But a big game this week in the AFC between the Chiefs and the Bengals. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles are 10-1, and it seems like they're trying to run away through the division, right? Or through the conference. But the Vikings are still hanging there at 9-2. I'm wondering if the Vikings are good enough to maintain their awesome season, because we haven't seen this type of team, especially during this time, that they continue to win. Okay, 9-2. San Francisco 49ers, after that trade with McCaffrey, they've been unstoppable. They're 7-4. All these three teams have a lot of trap games in between this Sunday and next week. So I wonder if they can survive on that. But I'm worried about the New York Giants, because at first they were the top dog in the wild card, but since they lost to Dallas, they slipped over to number 6. Now they got their hands full with the Washington Commanders. And for as far as the Washington Commanders being at number 7, not only that they played the Giants, but they're also going to have a bye week, okay? A bye week, and then play the Giants again. So I don't even know how they made this schedule in the NFC East, but man, it is crucial, okay, for all teams as we winding down towards the end of the season. And then lastly, the Atlanta Falcons, they're hanging in there. They got a big game this week, and I want to tell you more. But it's time for some NFL picks. Here we go. And we're going to start with the Bills and the Patriots. That is Thursday night football. That's right. And, man, the Bills, I mean, let's put it this way. The Patriots lead 77 wins, 47 losses with 1 draw, right? On the last meeting, the Bills defeated the Patriots 47-17. You take and that was in the playoffs, right? And then previous to that, they made a split last season, and especially they were in the freezing cold. And then when the temperatures warmed up, the Bills, they just ran it up 33-21. But I got a feeling that the Bills lack of something. They lack because they were unstoppable. You would think that this offense is totally legit, but I'm worried about that offense now. All right. And especially the team that at the beginning of the season, I chose them to be the Super Bowl contenders, to reach the Super Bowl and possibly be Super Bowl champions. I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure if their quarterback is able to be accurately when the game is tight to be, dependent on. And we see that a couple of times. And like I said, I'm a little bit worried about the Bills, but then goes the Patriots, which really they're just the Patriots, and Buffalo's favorite 3.5 points. And I don't know how you could be convinced that the Bills could do this on the road. Yes, they're 4-2. All right. Yes, they're the Buffalo Bills. They got all the talent, but then the Patriots, they also got defense, and they're 3-2 at home. And it seems like they're getting things straight over there. So I don't know what to make sense out of this, but I'm sticking with the safe bet and originally picking the Bills to reach the Super Bowl. All right. I can't back down on that. So me and Hector, we picked the Buffalo Bills to slightly edge the Patriots. But at 3.5 points, I'm going to tell you this. I want you to be careful, especially as a Thursday night football is prime time. Just be careful of who you pick on this one, because even if the Bills probably win, I think it's going to be closer than what it is. I really do. Okay. Moving on to the Commanders and the Giants. Another big game for the New York Giants. They're coming off that loss against the Dallas Cowboys, but this is a must win for the New York Giants because a loss here could get them out of playoff contentions. Okay. And we don't want to be depending on anybody else to help the Giants get there. We want them to clinch in there. And this is by far for the longest their best season ever. Yes, they're 7-4, but they're 4-2 at home. But Washington's favored by 2.5. Oh man. It'd be ridiculous to tell you that my final score is 30-29 New York Giants. Okay. But if the Commanders were to win by 1 or 2 points themselves, you'll be safe to pick the Giants on this one on the spread. But it's 40.5. And Hector and I are taking the New York Giants on the upset and defeat the Commanders at home. We're moving on to the Broncos and the Ravens. Man, we don't know what's up with the Broncos. We don't know what's going on over there with Russell Wilson. There's a lot of conflict going on. And then there goes the Ravens, favored at 8.5. But at the same time, can you depend on them to finish strong and close out the game? I'm just not sure about that. I really not. But I'm going to trust the Broncos. So gotta pick Ravens. The Steelers and the Falcons, man, I think the Steelers are turning their season around. They're favored by 1 point, but you might well just pick the team, right? So just pick the team. Don't go for the spread. Just pick the team. Okay? I'm picking the Steelers to win. Hector's picking the Falcons to win. I got it that the Falcons are 4-2 at home. All right? But there's the Steelers, man. They got that 2-game win streak. A 3-game winning streak against them. And they look like a different team the way they started. I got a feeling that they're collectively making it happen. And then I just don't trust the Falcons and the whole entire division over there in the NFC South. I don't understand them. But you know what? I do understand the Steelers, and that's why I'm picking them to win this weekend. The Packers and the Bears. Woo-wee. Oh, boy. What can I say? Aaron Rodgers coming on the Pat McAfee show talking about like he's going to play this weekend, whether he's hurt or not, and pretty much made a strong claim that there are football players out there that they nurse their injuries, right, and prolong their length of coming back to the field. If it is what it is, if that's the message, hey. But at the same time, I'm looking at this and I say, you know what? There is no other option but to pick the Packers to beat the Bears this weekend. The Jaguars and the Lions, okay, both 4-7. 1-4 on the road for the Jaguars, 2-4 at home with the Lions. This doesn't get any easy for those of you that are sports bettors out there, right? 51.5. Your best bet is go over. I'm picking over instead of picking the winner on this one. Okay. I got a feeling that this is going to go over 51 points. It'll be a shootout. All right. But at the same time, I'm picking the Jacksonville Jaguars while Hector's picking the Detroit Lions. Okay. Like I said, I can't trust neither of these two teams, but the Jaguars coming off a win. I think that momentum is carryovers to Detroit, and you never know what you're going to get when you get in Detroit, right? We're always disappointed when we look at the Lions. The Jets and the Vikings. Oh, this is an awesome game. The Jets, do they really got a quarterback now after one game? Can we call him, Mike? Is it Mike? Right? Magic Mike? Nah, I don't know. But you know what I do know is the Jets are dangerous on the road. And yes, the Vikings have the offense. They got one of the best wide receivers in Jefferson. Cousins is having a blast. It looks like he's let loose over there. But the Vikings lost the last two games against the Jets. Okay. And the last time they're at Minnesota, I'm sorry. The Vikings has won the last two meetings. It was in overtime against the Vikings, right, at Minnesota, 30-24. I think this one's going to be a closer one. I think the Jets, their defense is going to step up. So I'm picking the Jets to beat the Vikings while Hector's picking the Vikings to win. You decide what you want over here. All right, so we got a split decision on this one. The Titans and the Eagles. I'm picking the Titans. Hector's picking the Eagles. And here's why. I think that the Titans' run game can't go through the Eagles. I've been looking at the Eagles the last couple of weeks, and I'm not impressed with them stopping the run. I'm not. Okay? And I think if the Titans win the time of possession in this game, I think they're going to be dangerous. Okay? Yes, the Eagles lead the series 7-5. But the last meeting, the Titans did beat the Eagles in overtime, 26-23 in Tennessee. Yes, the last meeting in Philadelphia, the Tennessee lost. But if you look previously on that one, Tennessee has won 4 of the last 5 games. Give me Tennessee on this one. The Browns and the Texans, probably the worst game that we're ever going to see in the NFL. All right, Deshaun Watson's coming back. He is already named the starter for the Browns. But is he ready? No one's ever seen Watson prepare himself, and people are just talking about, oh, when Watson comes in, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Ain't nobody know what Watson's going to do. Nobody knows. This guy hasn't really taken a snap, a real snap, for over a year and a half, okay? He missed all of last year. Does he got his rhythm right? Does he really got his rhythm? Can he do this? Until I see what he can do. And yeah, I know I've seen him when he played in Clemson. I've seen him while he was with the Texans. But then again, it's not like he took the Texans to the Super Bowl. So let's not even hype it up about him, okay? The only hype that we're going to hear is all the accusations and all the law, judicial and all that stuff that he had to go through while he was with the Texans. And who knows, there's more allegations going to come out while he's in Houston. Hello? All right? I'm surprised he doesn't have a restraining order of entering the city of Houston. But I'm taking the Texans. Hector's taking the Browns. We'll see what happens there. All right, the afternoon games, the 4 o'clock games. Here we go. I am picking the Dolphins to beat the 49ers while Hector's picking the 49ers. All right, no problem. But I got a feeling that the wide receivers are going to run around the field against the 49ers, okay, and take care of business. Do the 49ers have the defense? Do their secondary is able to stop 3 speedy wide receivers? Just saying. All right. The Chiefs and the Bengals, myself and Hector, we are picking the Cincinnati Bengals. We are. It's a wild card. It's a toss-up. It's in Cincinnati. It's going to be a great game. I expect a shootout. But at the end, I think the Bengals got this, and I think Chase will return this weekend. And then the Chargers and the Raiders. I'm picking the Raiders at home, but then again, wait a minute. Chargers are at home too. All right. But this is the battle of LA. And Raider Nations, they're going to stand up, baby. Because I don't trust the Chargers. I don't trust the head coach. Because if he's trying to go ballsy like he usually does, I got a feeling that within this game, should the Raiders win, the head coach of the Chargers, he will not only be on the hot seat, but don't be surprised that he gets fired. Yes, I'm calling him out right now. The head coach of the LA Chargers is on the hot seat. And if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, bye-bye. He will be dismissed. I guarantee you that. All right, Sunday Night Football. Colts and the Cowboys. We both picked the Dallas. And on Monday Night Football, we both picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I got you, man. You know, Cowboys, to be honest with you, man, if they stick with the run game, I think that they can make as far as the Super Bowl. I'm that convinced right now. But don't trust Dak Prescott with the ball. I don't know why everyone's hyping him up. Dak Prescott will be the best quarterback. They don't even need him to win the games. Okay? They have a backup who performed very well. Why? Because they were concentrating more on the run game than in the passing game. And even that, a balanced offense could get you far enough. Yes, the Cowboys do have the defense. But the Colts, don't be surprised if the Colts get shut out. And lastly, the Bucs. Somebody has to win that division. Disappointing that the Bucs lost last week. They got to do something this week. Take the Bucs on this. Tom Brady, gotta wake up. Wake them boys up, baby. And that's our picks for this week in the NFL. I'm Obi-Wan. Thank you for listening to the All Four Downs NFL. And coming up in a half an hour, it is All Four Downs college football. So you want to stay tuned to CMG Central. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click on that bell for the notification because, man, we got a lot of news and a lot of picks going on for the college football. Top 25, who's making it to the bowl games, and we're going to predict who is going to be this year's champion. Take care, everyone. I'm Ovi Muniz. Deuces.